Hi everyone, Nicholas Devine, assistant professional out here at Lake Carronut Country Club. It's Monday evening and we're running out of light pretty quick, but I've got another head-to-head for you here before I head home. Three models I have in my hand are the Ping Gmax, the new TaylorMade MCGb and the Callaway Epic. Now all three models are designed for entry level to golf, okay? All of them have high MOI, have a good COR and a good COG. Now you're probably asking, okay, what does that all mean? Now COG means center of gravity, okay? So you'll notice when you're getting into the entry level kind of golf club that the sole, i.e. for this Ping, is quite wide, okay? That allows them to put more weight low into the back of the head, which helps the ball get up into the air. So Ping's got that with this club, and then vice versa. You can see it with the TaylorMade. If I showed you the sole of this club, it's also quite wide. So for a person like me who's used to a player's iron, looking at the bottom soles of these three clubs, they're a lot wider than what I'm actually personally used to. The Callaway one, in fact, is actually probably slightly smaller, so it's put more closer to a player's iron than the other two models, but it sits in the same category as these two irons with regards to forgiveness of ball strike. So that's what COG is. MOI stands for moment of inertia, so it talks about maximum forgiveness of the head. All three heads give you maximum forgiveness, so wherever you strike it on the head, you're going to get the best result possible. The other thing is what we're talking about is COR. Now I'm not even going to explain that to you, but all three clubs have got different technology which creates COR. Now to give you an idea of what COR means is that when your club head speed is coming into the ball, it transfers to the golf ball, and the higher the COR, that means it carries more speed onto the golf ball, so again creating further distance. Callaway's done it with what they call the exo cage technology, which is this section here behind the head. TaylorMade's done it with what they call the speed slots. You can see one right there down the bottom of the club, and then also either side of the face. And then Ping's done it with what they call the Callaway technology, which you can see in the back of the head here. So effectively you've got three irons here which are extremely easy to hit, easy to get up in the air, go extreme distances. As a matter of fact, when you're looking at the loft of these 7 irons, and like if you saw my video earlier on the Epic Pro versus the P790 TaylorMade, the lofts, what I was used to when I was a kid, were 35 degrees. In these three models here, the Ping comes in at 30.5, the Epic comes in at 30, and believe it or not, the MCGb TaylorMade comes in at 29.5. So you have got some extremely lofted irons here. Now I'll have a quick hit with all three to give you an idea. Now I did hit some balls earlier so I could get my own personal views on all three. Now from a personal point of view, me looking at all these three models of clubs, these aren't for me. This is definitely the entry level kind of club. The sole is quite wide, and so is the top line on each of these clubs. So I'm not going to give it a grade on look, simply because of the fact that it isn't something that I would appreciate looking at. But based on the fact that these clubs are entry level, you are going to get maximum performance out of these three models. So I'm going to start off with the MCGmax, and I'm just going to pretty much go on what it sounds like and what it feels like, so to give you an idea of what these heads do feel like and what they do sound like. So here we go. Like I said, the top lines of these clubs are a lot bigger than what I'm used to. Now I'm hitting all these three clubs with regular flex. Now normally I hit with stiff, but when you're going into an entry level kind of golf club, it's better that I hit it with irregular, because that's probably the shaft that you're going to be hitting with. Okay, and there's definite one thing I can see straight away is ball flight is extremely high, a lot higher than what I'm used to. I like my flight to be a little bit more penetrating, but these ones actually do get up quite quickly in the air. So it means it's got good stopping power on the greens. Now it feels relatively solid off the face. Sound is pretty solid as well. It's not a bad sound. It's not a sound that I'm used to. I'm used to a bit more of a solid sound. This has a bit more of a high-pitched tinny sound to than what I'm used to. But overall, pretty good. I'll move on to the Epic. Now funny enough, when I look at the Epic iron, this is more closer to what I'm used to doing, but Callaway's put a lot of technology in this to make it actually fit into this category of iron. Okay, that's more of a sound that I'm used to. It's a lot more solid, and it's a lot lower than what the other model was. A couple more with this, and then I'll move on to the Gmax because we're running out of sunlight really quick. Again, like I said, it's a lot higher ball flight than what I'm actually used to. But again, really solid off the face. A better sound for me personally than I got out of the MCGb. One more. That wasn't the best swing, but again, talking about maximum forgiveness, a pretty good result. All right, on to the Ping Gmax. Now, this is the biggest head of the lot, and probably the one that I don't like, simply because of the size of this head. It is considerably bigger than the other two, and the top line is a lot bigger than the other two, but then I guess this one is a lot more forgiving than the other two models. Now that is a very high sound. It's a very high tinny sound. Again, not a sound I like at all. Okay, so if I'm looking at this, I'll probably only hit a couple more with it just because of the sound and the running out of sunlight. But again, I didn't hit that one well, but the result was pretty good. And I guess that's what these three irons are aimed at, is to give you maximum forgiveness. Yeah, this one is very loud. It has that really high-pitched tinny sound in comparison to the other two. So not my favorite. So far, looking at the three models, I would put the Epic as number one, the MCGb as number two, and definitely the Ping Gmax as number three when it comes to sound and feel. Alright, performance. Now, I hit a few shots earlier with these three clubs. TaylorMade MCGb, funny enough, was the longest. It went out at 153, simply because it probably got that slightly stronger loft. I know it's only 0.5 a degree, but 0.5 a degree can make a big difference. So I think it was 153 with this. The Callaway came in at number two with 152, and funny enough, the Ping came last at 147. And it's kind of funny when you look at it like that. Sometimes when you don't like the look of a club cosmetically, you don't actually perform with it, and that's probably why the Ping came out a little bit shorter than these two. But Callaway Epic, TaylorMade MCGb, very good. Ping, unfortunately for me, with that model just doesn't suit my eye, but doesn't mean it doesn't work for you. The Ping G400, which I'll probably be reviewing early next week, will be probably more of a club that I can appreciate. So there you have it with the three models. Now just remember, price point, Callaway Epic does sit extremely high. If you saw my other video earlier today, roughly $339 recommended retail. MCGb, I can't really tell you the price on this one yet because it actually hasn't hit the market. The Ping Gmax, roughly around the $229 mark per iron. So definitely Callaway's most expensive, followed by the Ping. Don't know enough about the MCGb Max. That's probably going to hit the market early in October. Then I'll be able to give you a price. So there you have it. 3 irons. I got to admit, I'm impressed by the 2 latest TaylorMade irons that have come out in the market, and I am extremely impressed by the Callaway Epic. Now make sure you like the video. If you've got a comment, leave a comment in the comment section. If you hit any of these 3 models, let me know what you think. But most of all, make sure you like, hit the subscribe button here in the middle screen, and we'll see you next time on ND Golf.